Well, Joe, before we go on about the game itself this afternoon, what did it feel like walking back up that tunnel and seeing a busy Twerton Park?
That was great. I knew that was going to happen today in my mindset, that when you turn up for a football match and there's fans back in, that excitement comes back in your belly. Obviously, they brought a lot of fans as well and packed it out and started singing quite early in the stadium, so you could hear that downstairs in the dressing room. Nice to see our fans back as well. As I said, the stadium was looking great. The pitch, credit to Andrew, the pitch was looking fantastic. All the works, lots of thanks to lots of volunteers around the place that got the place ready to come back in. And the game itself, the disappointing thing in it really is that we've conceded 3 goals from set pieces. They're a very, very big side. It's so hard to deal with. I was chatting to Mick before and after the game, and he was telling me afterwards that all they do is deliver very good balls in the box into areas because they've got big, strong, tall players that go and win it. It's as simple as that, and they did that better than us. We couldn't defend it. The first goal, scored at the near post down the hill. Could have dealt with that. Maybe the shot got away too easily and we could have maybe saved it. The second one, it's in the 6-yard box, should be gathered by the keeper maybe. But then it's the reactions to the second balls as well. When you've got Morrison and Aidan Flint in your team, they're going to win the first contact. It's what you do for the reaction in the second ball. And we didn't deal with that well enough today. So that was a reality check. But then I have to be pleased with the second half because it's a great reaction. We changed the shape. We only conceded 1 goal, which is a poor goal again. All the goals were poor on our behalf. But Mick's saying credit to your team. He said the best thing in football is when you see a reaction out of your players and your team. We certainly got that at half-time, going back to a 4-3-3. And it's a great learning curve for us. We know where we are. That's a championship team that's come here today. But we need to be better in certain areas of the game for sure.
Said about reaction in the second half. You brought on a crowd pleaser, we thought, in Mo Dobre, who looked really exciting out on the wing. Can you tell us a bit more about him? Yeah,
he's exactly that, and he makes you smile. He gets people off their seats. Mo at the moment is. He's just about to sign for Forest Green Rovers, we think. He's under the umbrella of Valenti, an agency which I'm part of as well. In regard of I don't work for them, it's someone who's represented me before, and he's come along just to play a game of football because I need to look at loans as well. If he ends up signing at Forest Green, there's a potential for us to take him on loan maybe. But at the moment, it's nothing more than him playing some games, a bit like Kanaya in goal from Reading. So it was a great opportunity. He's come up from London on the train today. Got off the train station, come straight here, hasn't trained, and goes on, and you see what he does. He excites people. Lots to work and lots to develop, but he's a great character and he's a great lad.
You've had 3 friendlies so far, but you haven't really been able to change the starting 11. Is that because you've had a few injuries, and would you have wanted to experiment a little bit more?
Yeah, the only thing we've managed to do is change the shape in every friendly because I want to look at different systems, listen, Omar's not here because he's self-isolating today. Jack Batten's still not ready. He will be for the training camp at the university, we're hoping. So that's been a loss. Tom Richards has had a spell away from us as well and just come back into the fold. We're not up on numbers, and because we can't carry 22 players, it's just the fact. So I haven't got the luxury of being able to change teams around too much. So it's a balancing act now. These boys have played a lot of football. They'll be off now until Wednesday. They'll come straight to Polton. And then, of course, we've got the training camp, which is 3 days, which is the most invaluable thing during pre-season. Most of the group will be in there. There'll be lots of things outside of the game on Friday night we should be doing as a team to try and get them to gel and become more of a unit, more of a group. But that takes time. There's a lot of new faces in there. But some of the new signings, as we said, have shown up really well during pre-season. I'm not going to look at this game and go, well, I'm not too pleased with that or him. Or they've been doing okay. But today was always going to be a tough ask, really was. Physically, it was a tough ask. That's the biggest thing. They were big, strong, quicker than us, more athletic than us, reacted better to balls. They've got on the front foot, they smothered us, they won the ball back as quick as they lost it. And that tells you what the top level players are good at.
Slightly different note, tomorrow's quite a big day for us Englishmen. What are your plans for watching the game?
I shall watch it at home. I've gone on the days when I go and watch it in the pub. I just like to, I was listening to Harry Redknapp yesterday, he said he does the same, just sits there and watches it. I get a bit annoyed with people's comments actually if I'm going into pubs and what have you. So I just want to sit down, watch the game, enjoy it like I have all the way through the Euros. I've got to say I've thoroughly enjoyed the Euros as a coach. Lots to learn from. And I've thoroughly enjoyed watching Gareth Southgate go around his business. I think he's been immaculate in everything he's done, and his group have just echoed that. Listen, is coming home. We know that for sure. We think this group now is just, and for the future actually. When you look at it, it's a team full of talent, a team that's together. Something that we're always trying to get as managers. You want a group that's together. Italy are going to be able to impose themselves on the game. That's for sure. Set pieces. They're great at defending, as we know. They got some real talent as well around it. But the biggest thing for Italy, for me, is they're a team. They work ever so hard together, and that's why they've got where they've got, beaten in so many games. But of course, we've been hard to beat as well. So I think it's in for a really good cup final. And but as I said to you, I think we'll end up winning it.
Could it have a positive impact on clubs lower down the level as well? The success of the international team give people that buzz of football back.
I hope so. I really do. Everyone's riding the crest of a wave with it at the moment. Of course, we're still like semi not back. Obviously, when the country gets lifted for real, and you look back at Euro '96 and stuff, then it's slightly different. But no, there's certainly a feel-good factor around the country because of the national team. And I think so, yeah. I think you've seen people turn out. I went to Clevedon last night and watched a game against Taunton, and there was lots of numbers there at those local games. And I think it shows what football really does for the country. Football unites everyone, doesn't it, in the world anyway? And I think at the moment we're riding the crest of a wave. I think they've done terrific to get to the final anyway. They've gone that one step further, but when they're there now, and you listen to the England players, listen to Gareth Southgate, we want to win it while we're there. And if we win it, it'll be a bit of history that we've all lived through.
And back to Bath City, you've got 2 games in 3 days next week, so you're going to be hoping you're going to be able to mix and match it a little bit more.
Well, I hope so. Maybe at Wednesday at Polton, obviously, we'll try and give some of the trialists a bit more game time if we can. There's a few on the bench we didn't use today. And try and get a few more bodies in to help out if we can. But on Friday night, that's part of the camp and that's part of our practice to come into Exeter. I want to be competitive in that game. They'll bring a different challenge to what Cardiff brought today. So, listen, I'm not finishing my recruitment. I've got a couple of signings. We're just also waiting on the lads at Bristol City. There's a couple there that I've identified that I want to bring in as well. So I need to speak to Brian Tinian, see when we can get them in if we can. And that boosts your numbers straight away. But we also understand they have to be in their training camps at the moment for pre-season. Like I said, we're not in the luxury where we've got 20-odd players. These boys are having to dig deep through pre-season, but they'll benefit it. And then by the time it comes to August the 14th, we've got to make sure we haven't overcooked them. We've got to make sure they're ready to go and they're feeling confident and they're feeling physically fit.